What's up, y'all? It's Kalaisha. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I speak about mental health, I speak about healing, I speak about authenticity and personal growth development. So, if you're interested in it, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I want to jump right into it and get into it. The thing that's on my mind today is how to successfully let go of your past, because you can let it go, but it can always resurface. You know what I'm saying? So, how can we let the pain go, the perception go that we had toward these situations and move into something new? When I say let go, I don't necessarily mean forget, because you can never forget anything that's happened in your past. It's a part of you. It's made you who you are today. Their memories, it's in your brain, it's embedded in your brain. So I would never say forget the past. But the things that hurt us and cause us sabotage is how we look at these situations that hurt us. Sometimes we blame the other person. Sometimes we blame ourselves. I wish I would have did this. I wish I wouldn't have done this. I wish I had the knowledge of what I do now, right? And we're so focused on what happened to us and how we felt during those situations that we cannot take the lesson from the situation. The only thing we could think about is the hurt and the pain that it caused us, and how we felt and the things that we were going through at the time, and everything that's happened up until this point because of that situation. And our mindset is solely focused on the pain. We can't think about the good in the process. What you took from that situation, what you're no longer tolerating because you dealt with that situation. The type of people that you allow in your circle, the type of people that you don't allow in your circle. Your perspective, your mindset change, how strong you've gotten since then. That's what matters. That's where the healing starts, when you change your perception. And I want y'all to know that these type of things, forgiving, letting go, it does not happen overnight. These are things that happen with time, and you're going to have to train your mind to think in a different way. You're going to have to train your nervous system to not get worked up, knowing that these things can no longer hurt you because they have already happened. They won't happen again unless you allow them to happen. So now it's about where we can go from here. So let's get into the tips and how we can successfully let go of our past. The biggest is forgiving yourself. I don't believe that you can forgive another person until you forgive yourself. It's a part of you that you dislike for letting these things happen to you. Maybe you wish you had spoken up more. Maybe you wish you had left them alone when you saw the first red flag. Whatever it may be, it's a part of us that allowed that part to happen. And even though it's hard to admit to ourselves, we feel that deep down. It's like, man, why did I do that? I wish I wouldn't have did that. But it's so easier to put the focus on another person. Think about it like this. You were doing the best with what you had and what you knew back then. So it's no use to being so hard on yourself about what you allowed and what happened, because to be honest, you really didn't know better. You were just doing things. You were just experiencing. And in a result of you experiencing, you learned something in the process, right? So now it's time to think about, what can I take from the situation? Now that you went back, you evaluated the situation. Now think about, how would you handle that situation today? Not back then. Don't think about how you did it back then. Think about how you would do it now. You probably would say something like, I wouldn't have went out on a date with his ass. I wouldn't have befriended her ass. I wouldn't have went around them people. You know what I'm saying? So now that you know that you would have did it differently, you know that you would never put yourself through a situation like that. And you will never allow people to come in and control the narrative, because you are in control at this point. It's all about the knowledge. It's all about the wisdom. Now you can forge ahead on your path and stop all these things from happening. And not only that, you can pass down that knowledge to somebody that you care about deeply, to, help them not go through a situation that you went through. So You did take something from me. Okay, now that you know that you ain't the same person that you used to be, right? The importance and the focus is not operating out of the same consciousness that you were operating out of back then. And let me explain. Think about it like this. There are always possibilities, right? The possibility lies within your own decisions. So consciously, you know the mistakes that you made, right? But subconsciously, since we've already, these are the only experiences that we've had, right? And when you get into these environments, you get around these people or you're faced with different circumstances, now it's time for you to operate out of the knowledge that you have learned and not where you used to be. This is where it becomes really hard to let go because now it's a fear of that happening again, right? Subconsciously, you just fearing that it's going to happen again, even though you have the knowledge and you equipped to deal with the situations now. You're equipped to deal with different situations, and now it's all about allowing yourself to have these new beginnings and embracing the new beginnings without bringing your past experiences into these new beginnings. And that will cause you to self-sabotage because your past is not your present and your past is most definitely not your future. So when you open up the possibilities, they are endless and they are not boxed in bad experiences. They're not. It's so much that can happen, but it will only happen if you allow them to happen. And that is by letting go of everything that has happened in the past. So now, this is what I want everybody to do. Write down how you feel about all the experiences that have hurt you, that have brought you down, and have caused you to be depressed, right? Write it down and write your perspective on it, right? And then next to it, write down what you want to take from this situation. And since I told y'all in the beginning, we can never forget things that have happened to us, but it's not thinking about it, it's how you think about it. So when these things resurface in your mind or you see something that reminds you of a person or a circumstance, now it's time for the perspective switch. Now that you've wrote down your feelings about how you feel, about how it's hurt you, you know, how it brought you down, next to it, what you want to learn from that, that's what you're going to remind yourself every time it resurfaces. Because now you have to reprogram your mind to think about it in a different light. Because as long as you're thinking about how bad it hurt you, you ain't going to heal from it. You're not going to let it go. Now it's time to think about the positive in a situation, the positive, what you took from it, what you learned from it. And just keep practicing it. Keep thinking about the positive. And I promise you, y'all will start to see results. I hope that this video was helpful. If it was helpful, comment your favorite part about the video. If you have anything that y'all want me to talk about or speak on, comment below. Feel free. Don't be scared. And like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all next time.